What's up YouTube, this is Buckshot33, aka Boston Chris, and I am back with a long-awaited haul video. This is going to be a combination video of 2 weeks ago and last week's Comic Book Wednesdays. I do, like to get on as much as I can to make some videos and do everything like that. Sometimes you just get a little busy and you can't do it, so, better late than never is what I say. And, there's a whole bunch of good stuff that's in this video, so let's just get directly into it. First we have a book that picked up 2 weeks ago, and it's a nostalgia book. I know a lot of people, that I talk with in the community were excited for this book, and that is He-Man and Thundercats #1. Initially it's kind of a weird crossover when you look at them. This is a really, really cool cover. There's a connecting cover of #1 with all the mutants and the villains from He-Man. And the story itself is actually really good. It was actually better than I thought it was going to be. They do a very good job of explaining how the two worlds join in together, how they kind of came into each other's universe. So that's pretty cool. Next we have Jessica Jones #1. I picked this up. I never read any of the Alias books, any of the other stuff that she had done. I of course know about the Netflix series. I've watched it. I like it. I also know that the team that is doing this book is the actual original team that did the first comic, as far as the writer is concerned and the artist. And I also really, really like this cover. I think this is a really nice cover. So that's why I picked this one up, and it's actually pretty cool. Definitely a more mature. It says right on there, not for kids. But it's good to know that Marvel isn't shying away from mature content. Just for those of us who like that type of stuff. Next up, we have Walking Dead #159. I really like this cover. I like that they have Art Adams doing all these different covers. So these are really, really nice. I love these. Another cool story, ongoing with the Whisperer War. It's kind of, the Whisperer War, the way I see it right now, it's kind of just, starting to get, get really into it. You had a couple of big events that led you into the war, and the war's kind of starting to build up. So, it's going to be interesting to see where they go from there. Next, we have a book that, pretty controversial book. I'm not going to lie and say it's not. I know that, based on the subject matter, it's definitely a book that, people definitely have their opinions of it, but I picked it up, and it is Black #1. Read through it. It's not a, it's not a bad story. It's definitely something that, is shock value right from the get-go. So this book, in order to really, I guess, solidify all the hype that it's gotten and the criticism and everything else, the rest of the stories have to be pretty good and just kind of, have something to say, or it's, going to show and really stand out that this book really didn't do that much. I would feel like with the with the subject that it is talking about, there's going to be a lot that is going to be said. So it's just an interest in the book to see what's going to go on. So I'll be, sticking with it for a couple issues just to see where the story goes. If it's a weak story, I'll let you know. If it's a good story, I'll let you know. But for now, picked it up just because I figured, there was a lot of hype around it, a lot of, I get, there was information, on that Tuesday that's saying that it had sold out ahead of its actual release. I was able to pick it up in my local shop, so it wasn't like I had a hard time finding it or anything like that. But next I found a book that, I was actually really surprised to see this in my local shop, because it had come out a while ago and I didn't find it, and I had actually gone there and they didn't have any, but, and it's still a fresh printing, so I guess it's just one of the ones that maybe just had in the back or just kind of didn't have out there, but it is Unleashed #2. Again, another controversial book, really violent book, not for kids whatsoever, but really cool story. So I was excited to be able to pick that up, and then have a few other back issue bin items that I was able to get from the $2 bin that I was really excited about. So we got Alpha Flight #1. Picked this up for $2. Can't go wrong with that. Then we have Transformers number 5. I love this cover. This is like, just really, this painted cover, or at least it looks painted to me. I don't know, maybe it is, maybe it isn't, but really, really nice cover. Really, really good artwork. So of course I was going to pick it up, just because I love the Transformers and just because I've always loved that cover. And next up we have Transformers number 6. And it's kind of a continuation of that story of, the We Are All, are All Dead story. And this one you see him, blowing away Starscream. So basically Shockwave is trying to take over the Decepticons. And I think he's kind of kind of like genocidal, where he's just trying to kill all the Transformers. I haven't read through number 6 yet. I read through number 5, and it was kind of, just weird what was going on. I don't have really any of the early Transformers, like the first 5 issues, except for, I have 5 and 6 now, but I don't have any of the really, starting from the get-go, so I may be kind of off in my, the story itself, just because I know number 1, 2, 3, and 4, I think, were a limited series. So I don't know if it's self-contained or if it continues on from there, but moving on to this week, what I picked up, the only new book that I picked up because, I went to a store that was having a back issue sale, pretty much half off of everything in the store, except for the new issues. So I picked up Reborn number 1. Really cool book. I'm excited for where this is going. You have Greg Capullo's art and Mark Millar doing the writing, so I'm a big fan of Mark Millar and his stuff. So this book is really cool. Story's awesome. The art is really awesome as well. So I'll be picking this up, continuing this, throwing it around, continuing this run, to see where it goes, because this is a really cool series. Plan on getting some of the books that I missed from this week next week, but, we'll see what happens. But I was also able to pick up a whole bunch of books, on basically from the sale. And so I decided, instead of picking and choosing from little bits here, little bits there, just to kind of focus on one thing that I saw that I had started a while ago, and now I've picked it back up, and that is the Planet Hulk storyline. So this is issue 89, and this is basically when they've launched him out into space. And you see the agreement between him and Nick Fury to go out from Banner and Nick Fury to basically send him away. It ends up not being what he it ends up not being what he thought it was going to be, at least Banner. And then you see the Hulk. That's when he finds out the actual truth behind what they're planning on doing to him. And then get a little further in, so I picked up number 99. I already had issue number 100, which I can show you right now. I picked this one up. This was the first one in the whole series that I picked up. I got this at the real big sale I got a few months back, and I think I picked it up for less than $1. I think it was either 90 cents or 45. It was either in the 80% week or the 90% week. But moving on, we have issue number 101. 102, 103, so that's Hulk and his wife right there. 104 and 105. Now this is when they blow the planet up, and what starts World War Hulk. And so I was actually really excited to see these all in there, just because I have now all of them, except for, because I'll show you the ones I picked up. Same store actually too, but I picked up, and I showed this in the previous video. So I got 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, and 98. So now that I have pretty much I have all the series except for number 92, which is when he actually lands on the planet, and you have the whole introduction of Planet Hulk as it really is, that first appearance of it. So I'm really happy to have that. Excited to be able to say that I own basically all of it. The only issues that I still need, for the main story is 92. And then I had to get, I think it was 88 and 91. So just missing those basically 3, and I'll be able to complete that entire storyline. So very happy about that. Last but not least, we have a book that I saved the best for last, at least in my opinion. So get some nice, well, let's say it like this. So this is a book that Jean-Paul Ace Peter. If you don't know him, check out his channel. If you don't know him, you're living under a rock. He's pretty much one of the gurus, one of the people that I really like to talk to about comics, and he has some great information as to like what keys people should be getting that kind of either overlooked or maybe undervalued. And he let me know about this book, I think about like 2 weeks ago, and when he did, it just so happened to be right before they basically made some type of I guess speculation, or that speculation really was just like, you know what, pick this book up. So it's kind of gone up. If you go on eBay, it's not really the easiest to pick up at the price that he was telling me about, which was at the time less than, I think it was like $15. You can spend 15 or more on this right now, but it is popular and it's a good book. So we have a GPAP recommendation. Just so happens to be a Silver Age GPAP recommendation, and that is Avengers number 62, the first appearance of Manape. And this guy is going to be, I guess, he's definitely going to be someone that you would want to invest in because of the fact that he has huge ties to Black Panther. So in the Black Panther movie, he's going to be in there in some way, shape, or form. So definitely pick this book up if you can get it. It's definitely worth the, I guess, pick up, just so that if it does get out there and it does get to be, something big, you at least can say you have it in your collection before it jumped out of control with the pricing. So, with that, like I said, Jean-Paul Ace Peter, GPAP recommendation. If you don't have this book, go get it. If you do have this book, take care of it. And if you can get a deal for this book, do it. So with that, that's going to be my haul. That's going to be, that's 2 weeks worth of books. So hope everybody enjoyed it. Thank you guys for checking it out, and thank you for staying with me on this and just being patient. Wanted to give a shout out to JLS Comics. We're going to be doing the live show. The Tuesday Night Comic Conversation Season 2 starts on Tuesday. That would be 7:30 Eastern Time. So come check us out. It's going to be JLS Comics, or Jesse from JLS Comics, Justin from Exile State Comics, and Edwin from Strictly Comics, and possibly Jose from Jose, who does the comic book pressing. So if you get the chance, come check us out. It's going to be some fun. It's been we had a little bit of a break from there, so I'm sure we have tons and tons to catch up on and talk about. So I want to thank everybody for watching. As always, this is Buckshot33, aka Boston Chris. Thanks for watching. Happy collecting. I'm out.